So food is so important. And in Coco, they have the ofrenda, the altar, and there they have all the food laid out, and there's always mole. I don't know why, but we love to make mole for our ancestors. When you place food on the altar, this is your offering to them, our ancestors. They are going to come down from the spirit world. They're making a long journey down, and they're going to be expecting a hot meal, their favorite drinks like tequila, beer, some kind of maybe soda. A lot of Mexican people love soda. And treats, there's the sweet bread like Pandemorto, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I saw Pandemorto. They didn't talk about Pandemorto in the cartoon, so that's something that I wish they would have mentioned. And chocolates, things like that, and of course the food. Another thing that Coco got spot on was the whole family business thing. And that's not just Mexican people, but I do see it a lot. Like, my father did this, so I'm going to take over the family business. And there's so much pride in that. And I really appreciate how they showed this for the family in Coco. They are cobblers, they make shoes. And it's so awesome for them to do it. It's an honor to be past that privilege and to learn how to make shoes and to, be the next apprentice and cobbler and pass it down to their family. So in the family's eyes, like it's an honor to be a cobbler. But then we have our protagonist, Miguel, the little boy, and he has music in his heart. And that's something that I really admire, is that he just knows music is okay. Even though everyone in his family are telling him it's wrong, it's dangerous, music is bad, Miguel, he really enjoys music. And so it's nice. It's really nice to see that, to know, even though he hasn't been raised with that, one of his ancestors played music. It's in his heart. Also, the slang that was spoken in Coco, all the Mexican slang, all those words I grew up with, it's perfect, spot on. The abuelita being very forceful, she's pushing, she's like, you gotta do this. She's chasing people with her sandal. That's very much a thing. We don't, but I mean, it's very common to say, like, if you don't do blank, you're going to get smacked with a sandal. It just happens. It's funny when the abuelita gets really like emotional and she's kind of on the verge of tears, or I think she broke the guitar and she got really angry, and then she did the sign of the cross. Very much a saying. Everyone's always doing the sign of the cross, like forgive me, or give me strength. Like, they'll always do the sign of the cross, or they'll do the sign of the cross on you, right? To give you a blessing. Disney got so many things right, from the colors, from all the skeleton imagery, to just representing my culture. It made me so proud, and I am so grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Disney and Pixar. And Coco just really resonated because it showed something that you don't see in mainstream media at the time. When Coco first came out, I'd never seen anything of Mexico animated like that. Maybe it's just me, but it's nice. I was like, yes, they finally did something. And I am able to show this cartoon to my children. They can see their culture and tradition as well on TV. And that just made us so happy. My kids love Coco. And even though they're like teens now, they still watch Coco. And thankfully, that's a beautiful way I can show them about how we celebrate Dia de los Muertos, and they'll see the ofrenda and everything. And when we build it together, they know because they've seen the cartoon so many times. They know because we've done it together so many times. And I'm hoping that in the future, they'll get to do the same with their own children. That'd be really nice. Just seeing the way we honor our family and our loved ones in spirit displayed on a big screen is so awesome. And it makes our Latinx people so proud, I'm sure. I mean, thankfully, Coco just made it so accessible to many people and taught lots of people about the beautiful tradition that is Dia de los Muertos and the beautiful culture that is a Mexican family. And there's a really cute element. I don't know if you've noticed, the dog is one of the only characters who can see the spirits, which is true. Animals are so much closer to spirit energy than we are. Their vibration is a little higher than ours, so they can easily feel and communicate with spirits easier than we can. So what felt a little off from Coco, or what did I feel was incomplete? There are parts that I thought they could have explained a little more. The alebrijes, those are the spirit animals, and while I do believe our indigenous ancestors did believe in spirit animals and creatures, that is true. But these displayed on Coco, the really colorful, beautiful ones, those are actually art. The artist Pedro Linares created these alebrijes when he painted his dreams, I believe in around the 1930s. He became famous for like painting these really beautiful, vibrant, colorful creatures that he saw in his dreams. And those became a staple of what Dia de los Muertos is. Like they'll sell little alebrijes that you can put on your altar, and they're just kind of like spirit animals. But it wasn't a thing that they used all the time. Like before the 1930s, what did they do, right? They probably didn't have these alebrijes, but it's really cool that they did show that. Because I think it's a clever way to incorporate the spirit world and to have these like colorful animals guide the spirits. That's really nice. It's not necessarily accurate. That's okay. It adds color. That's one of the beautiful things about Dia de los Muertos. It's so colorful, like super neon, fun, bright colors, and it just makes you really, really happy. There's also the curse about music. Mexican people could never not have music in their life. And I think that's what makes Miguel and his family so different, because I have never met a Mexican person who cannot enjoy music. And it looks like Miguel's family are okay without having any music in their life, and Miguel is the only one who's like, why can't you guys have music? Like, we need music. And it's true. Mexican people love music. You'll know if you've ever gone to a Mexican party. Lots of food, lots of drinks, lots of music, lots of dancing. It's really important. So the fact that this family had zero music in their life is very unbelievable. Like, how can you avoid that? I don't know. I know it's a cartoon. I'm nitpicking here, but still, it's something that I'm just like, no way. There's no way that could happen. Also, the immigration at the border was kind of like, what? Why would they have... There's a spirit world, and when the spirits want to cross over to our world, they got to go through immigration, which is really ridiculous. No, you don't have to go through immigration. Spirits are free to come here and there. And in fact, they can be here while they're there simultaneously. The way spirits use their energy is different than the way we use our energy. Because we're physical, it's like our spirit is tethered to our body. So it goes where our body goes, our spirit goes. But once there's no more body, the spirit is free. And time is different. Time doesn't move the way time moves here in the physical plane. So spirit can be with you while they're in the spirit world at the same time. And in the spirit world, what are spirits doing? They are learning. They are understanding how their physical adventure was. They're kind of like reviewing everything they did in their life, going over like, okay, well, my goal was to experience love. How did I do that? How well did I experience love? And kind of like going over a life review of their life, and then learning in the spirit world before they reincarnate. Granted, I believe in reincarnation, so I can talk about it in this way. There's lots of people who don't believe in reincarnation, so if it doesn't resonate with you, just know everyone has their beliefs. From what I've been taught from spirit, this is how they've explained it to me. They learn, they have their own jobs on the other side, and they can come and go as they please. There's no immigration. There's no spirit immigration there. Also, the flowers that they use in Coco, the marigolds, very commonly used flower for Dia de los Muertos because it has a very strong scent and it's very bright and colorful. So people lay them out to attract spirits. That being said, spirit doesn't need flowers or incense to come through. They can come through. They're already here, essentially. In a way, they're always with us. So you don't have to have a special day for them to come through. It's not because, oh, it's Dia de los Muertos and the veil is thin so spirit can come easily. Not necessarily. The veil doesn't really stop them. The only thing that could stop spirit from coming through is if they're, busy learning something, or you're just like, please don't come. Then they're like, okay. But who's gonna say don't come? We want our spirit loved ones to be with us. So for the most part, they are always around us. Also, the rules about the ofrenda, like spirit can only come if the photo is on the ofrenda. Again, spirit is always around us. So they don't need a photo. That's not their free pass to come through. It's just a beautiful way to show the importance of what memories are. In Coco, it's all about memories. And I feel like one of the spirits even say this space, the spirit world, is run by memories. Not necessarily true. Memories are how we can communicate with spirit. As a medium, I'm able to raise my vibration and ask them to lower theirs a little bit, so we meet in the middle, in the medium, and I can communicate through them with my own memories. So whatever memories I have in here, I can translate spirit's language through what I know. And that's why memories are important for me physically. But in spirit, it's just like vast knowledge. All knowledge, everything just is. So they don't necessarily need the memories to be alive. There's also a part of the movie where the only way that Miguel can go back into the human world or the physical world is by getting a blessing from the family. The blessing thing, that's not necessary. There's not going to be a physical way that our body can go into spirit. What we can do, and this is astral projection, we can cast our spirit out of our body, and that spirit can go into the spirit world, right? And that happens a lot in our dreams. So that's why when you dream of your loved ones in spirit, it's most likely your spirit, your energy is like lifting up and visiting them, or they're visiting you, vice versa, and you guys are having this really beautiful connection. That's why I'm always teaching that dream connection is really a connection to spirit. That being said, our bodies can't really go there, so there's no way they can give us a blessing and we'll come back. Like, that's just not going to happen. But it's a really nice and clever way to show how important blessings are for Mexican family. That being said, a big piece that Coco did not show is the Catholicism. Mexicans now, very, very Catholic. Ages ago, not so, right? It all happened with the colonization. So Dia de los Muertos is very Catholic because it's kind of an agreement that happened. Our indigenous ancestors are doing their own spiritual practices. They have their many gods and their polytheistic spiritual animism going on, right? But here comes the Spaniards. You must become Catholic. People are like, all right, they'll turn Catholic. But they want to keep their spiritual beliefs. They want to continue to connect to their spirit loved ones. It became a merge of a holiday. So on All Saints Day, the eve of October 31st, November 1st, and November 2nd, you guys can keep your ancestral practices on these days, and we will call it All Souls Day, All Saints Day. And so it's just kind of a forced agreement, but it became tradition. So Dia de los Muertos is all about Catholicism right now. And you'll see lots of crosses, lots of pictures of saints and angels, and lots of praying, because that's the thing. And more likely than not, our recent ancestors believed in, Catholicism, and so it's really important to them. So we pray for them in that sense. So, for example, my great-grandmother, she was Catholic, so I would pray Catholic prayers for her because that's something that was really important for her. Little things like that, little Catholic hymns, or having special saints that they worked with or that they loved. There are also saints that you choose for your first confirmation. You are assigned a saint, or you choose a saint, whichever, or some people even named after saints. So saints are really important as well. They didn't picture any of that. None of the Catholicism was in Coco, which is fine. But that's a big piece of it. When you see Dia de los Muertos now, you'll see lots of crucifixes, photos of the Virgin Mary, Jesus, and all that stuff. Even if you find that rare Mexican that may not be Catholic, there'll probably still be something of that sort because their grandma, their mothers, fathers, their ancestry, for the recent ancestry, are Catholic. If you'd like to go beyond what Pixar and Disney has shown you of the spirit world in Coco, I have a free community on School. It's called Spirit Connection Made Easy. My whole goal there is to show you how to connect to spirit, all for free, very easily, and in a fun way. I have a 7-day Spirit Connection Challenge up right now, which has helped a lot of people connect to their spirit guides. I also have a spirit energy cleansing workshop on there, all free, just to help you remove any unwanted attachments. You're invited and you're more than welcome to join us and connect to spirit in that way. I can't wait to see you there. The link is down below. Also, I'm curious, what were your feelings of Coco when you watched it? Did your heart just sing? Did it make you feel really excited because the spirit world is so beautiful and so colorful? I'd love to know. Leave your comments down below. If this spoke to you, please subscribe. I'm here to spread the word that spirit connection is not dangerous. It's beautiful, it's sacred, and everyone can do it. Spirit is calling. Will you answer the call? Ding!